Yeah.
I like it.
Welcome back to Loose Cannons. I'm Pat O'Brien along with Steve Hartman and Victor Brick Jacobs. We're joined by Jenn Sterger, my new best friend. And you can see her and me with Mark Kriegel on Barfly. We had fun doing that last night.
We really made the table look better.
We made the table the way you did.
No. Can we back up a little bit here? All right, Jen.
Sure.
So now, did you get there first, or did Pat get there first?
No, it's a good story.
I pulled in right in front of him, actually.
So
And
you
there,
pulled.
we raced there, and I just barely beat him.
Now, were you excited to have a chance to meet Pat O'Brien?
Of course, he's legendary.
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 Wow.
Thank you. By the way, we have to get to something else first here because it's time, once again, for Pat O'Brien's Breaking News! You can join in here. Okay. Pat O'Brien's Breaking News!
What do you got for us now, Pat?
Well, do you want to hear about Jenn Sterger's plans tonight? Or a breaking news story on Ohio State?
Ooh, wait a second.
Wow.
Sturger tonight or Ohio State now?
Let's see. Let's break it down now.
Can I have both?
Well, look at you.
Well, I think since we're a sports talk show.
All right, let's go Ohio State.
Ohio
there.
State.
All right.
Ohio
All right.
State.
The Ohio
Which would you like to hear?
Trust me, go Ohio State.
Ohio
Go Ohio
I'm
State.
so boring.
So Terrell Pryor's agent
Right.
has now said that Terrell, surprise, will not play
No.
his senior year at Ohio State, and that's today's
Breaking news!
What is it?
Breaking news!
Yeah.
So Pryor is out. He's not going to play those 5 games that he was going to play. Come on, this is
How is anyone surprised by this?
nobody is
Nobody
surprised
is.
by it. I mean, that was a given. Although, if I'm Pryor, I'm a little angry because otherwise he would have entered the draft. I mean, now he's got to sit out an entire year. He could have been in the NFL draft. Of course, we don't know if
You could do supplemental, or you could end up in, like, the CFL.
Well, first of all, you have to have an
arena.
NFL season. Right now, there is no NFL season. So, no, I think he will try to go into some kind of supplemental draft, but the whole season's screwed up right now.
Yeah, well, it's messed
there's
up
nothing
for
going
him,
on.
too, because now he's got to spend another year on the scandal. And, talking all about that.
I want to go back to Jen here. I want to hear more about last night. All right? So
With the ball
you're
fly.
sitting down. Now, first of all, Jen, Pat says you had a good appetite. And we like that. We like girls that
Yes,
actually,
eat.
eat. I hate girls that pick at their food.
I ordered a glass of water and ice, and they brought me a steak instead.
There you go. So you had your steak,
I
right?
had my steak. That was the first steak I've had all year, actually.
Really?
I've been
How
on a
was it?
really, really good diet, so.
Were you shocked at how lean and mean Pat is, considering how much food he inhales?
He has a much healthier appetite than I do.
I know, he eats a lot.
He
He was like, we'll get to the interview later. He's like, I got to do this salad thing right here. Like,
No, I watched the interview.
he's like, give me the butter, damn it. He's like, I don't even care if we're doing this interview. He's like, I came for the food. Are we talking? What is this?
All right, so Friday, now we talked to you last week about this, Jen. You had the show that was aired on Friday, okay?
On Field TV.
Right, and so where are we going with that now?
It looks great. The ratings came back from last week, and everything looks
Good.
pretty super. So I'm excited about that. It airs again this Friday at 10. It's the new episode because we shot the series, a couple of specials. I think they're going to air last week's first, like probably around 9, and then the other one
On Fuel TV.
On Fuel.
And how many is it scheduled for?
Just 2 right now.
Right.
But,
All
right.
I'm hopeful. It did well, so I'm very hopeful. It's been very well received.
Well, you don't have to get the enormous ratings, not that you won't, on cable.
No.
Because you can get a 1 or a 0.8, and they can run it so many times they make their money on that.
Well,
So
when you're
that's
up
a
against
great thing
Family
about
Guy every single hour.
That's
tough.
okay.
That's
because
tough.
they'll
Yeah.
they'll run it again.
So, Jen, have you been following the National Football League? Because we were sort of talking about in the break here about Dallas, and we were there, and you sort of fell out of touch with the NFL last year.
I was very jaded.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way. I love football. I'm very passionate about football, and so to deal with everything that I had to deal with last fall, I really was just disenchanted with the whole thing. So I had to skip out on Super Bowl. I haven't missed a Super Bowl in 5 years. Like since the whole Brent Musburger thing, I
Right.
have not missed a single Super Bowl. And so for me to miss this year was pretty heartbreaking. But then I realized there was probably something in the cards that I should not have, gone because it was miserable from what I understand. There were
Right.
there
No, it
were
was
no
not fun.
cabs. And it wasn't the kind of weather you want to wear tiny little dresses in. So, I mean, the Super Bowl parties, we would have been wearing parkas, and it would have been absolutely...
They were all canceled, the parties, believe me.
Miserable.
It was
No, it
bad
was not
week.
good. Well, Vic wore dresses.
Yeah, he did. The first day he wore a dress, as a matter of fact.
It was crazy. I wore the animal
Was there
prints. I wore the animal
cleavage?
prints and fur. I wear a lot of fur.
He does.
Even
Boots with the fur?
Well,
Well, you have a lot of fur.
I I had a lot of fur, but the players seemed to respect the fur, and I was rocking with a lot of guys. But you and I, Jen, share the Queens experience. I grew up in Queens, in Forest Hills.
By
Queens.
the way, we had Brooklyn
I
Decker.
live in Brooklyn.
We had Brooklyn. We had
Yeah,
Brooklyn
exactly.
Decker on earlier.
He acts like all the boroughs are the same.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, I
He
know-
told-
I know
what
the
did
unique
he say to
differences.
Brooklyn?
Hold on. Let's back up here. First of all, we had Brooklyn Decker on today, and he's
Beautiful.
making the connection. He's from Brooklyn. Well, you were
Well,
born in Brooklyn, but you're raised in Queens.
Exactly.
Now, Jen is living in Brooklyn, and you're bringing up Queens.
Well, because of her Jets experience, you did the sideline stuff with the Jets, of course, before the whole journey began. That was part of your journey.
Yeah.
We're not going to hide the journey.
No.
You worked in
all
Queens
about
with,
getting there,
with
yeah.
Jets football, which is very exciting stuff in New York.
Were you a Jets fan before you actually
Did
worked
you
with
say
the
the
Jets?
Jets are in Queens?
Well, they were when
No.
I associate the Jets with Queens
I
because
have
a hard time with this.
when I grew
I'm
up,
not
Jen,
following.
when I grew up, Jen, the Jets played in Queens. They played at Shea Stadium.
Actually,
in
when you
Queens.
grew up, they were the
No.
Titans, and they played at the Polo
Thank
Grounds.
you.
and they were the New York Jets,
And
they
those
played in-
uniforms were awful, by the way.
Yeah, those weren't very good.
By the way, let's play Jen, the Bobby Bowden
Oh, come on
Oh,
thing
yeah.
on your
Did you
show.
ever meet Bobby Bowden at Florida
I
State?
never got the opportunity
Really?
to meet him. I'm very disappointed about that.
He's really one of the best guys ever. We love
He
him.
is. He's always good for a quote.
He's good for a
He's
quote.
good for a quote.
Well, as a
something,
matter of fact-
something ridiculous.
Well, you're not going to believe this because Stephen A. Smith, our dear friend, had him
Yes.
The unhappiest man in America, by the way.
on. And,
Yes, he is. Isn't he?
and
He's angry
Yeah.
about everything.
well, he has this
Somebody
thing about.
give that man a hug.
Yeah. Well.
Well, he always
Many
talks
have
about.
tried.
He always tries to break down his expertise on women, doesn't he?
Yep,
Stephen
absolutely.
A.
And I've
Absolutely.
seen him out publicly.
Yeah.
He's like Jim Hill. He's always alone.
Alone. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that? But anyway, Stephen A. had Bobby Bowden on, and yes, Jen, you were part of the conversation.
Oh dear.
That girl.
Well, let me say this. Did you know that Jenn Sterger was a Florida State County? I think I had read that, but I didn't know it. Oh, you didn't know? I was just wondering if you ever saw her on the sideline. So that's all I was wondering. No, if I had, I'd text her.
There it is.
Oh, Bobby.
There it is. Had he
Bobby.
seen you, he would have texted you.
Oh dear.
That would have been an interesting text.
Well, it's this whole men's club deal that I disagree with, but you're part of a joke. It's all right.
Whatever. It's part of pop culture now, unfortunately. You know?
Oh, fortunately. That's
Well, you
cool
can
stuff.
hang out with the Cannons anytime you need a refuge around here.
I appreciate that. I love when I'm accepted into a.
You're a
band-
loose cannon. We feel like
Oh, I
we
have
feel
an
your loose cannon
extremely
vibe.
loose cannon.
You fit very well.
So
Yeah.
will you come back and visit us?
Of course,
All right.
if I'm invited.
Today.
All right, Jen. Well, it's
And I'm
great
not
to see
stuck
you.
in
You can be a regular.
That'd be
You can
great.
a regular.
Regular with the Cannons. Jen Sterger, everyone. Thanks,
Thank you,
Jen.
Jen. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good job.
Hey, guys, come.